Click open Zoom Workplace app on the dialog shown by your browser.
refuse to fight. Matter of fact, it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight. Groups refuse to fight. Matter of fact, it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight. Groups refuse to fight. Matter of fact, it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight. Groups refuse to fight. Matter of fact, it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight. Groups refuse to fight. Matter of fact, it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight. Groups refuse to fight. Matter of fact, it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight. Groups refuse to fight. Matter of fact, it's safe to say that they would rather switch than fight. Fine.
Which one was that?
But it's good now.
Okay. So now you can hear me. So you can hear me on Instagram. Which one did I just close? And are we still on? Okay, so you can't hear me on the Zoom. You can hear me on Zoom.
Sounded like that.
Oh, wow. All right. I got to start all over then. All right. So let's go back to the very beginning because y'all ain't heard nothing I said today then, huh? Let's see. Where was that echo coming from? So let's go back to the beginning. Minor setback for the major comeback. All right. So we are going to start this thing all over again. And so let's go. Well, we really didn't go in here. So like I said, let's start it all over again because I'm recording, right? So who's in here so far? Let me see. Can y'all hear me? Just say y'all hear me. Okay. Let's see what's in here right now live. Okay, so just back over here. You know what? I see the echo on here. So what did I do wrong? All right. It's a good thing I'm in here mostly by myself and I can edit this when I need to. So I will start all over again. Huh? No, I'm not. I'm good. Thank you. Okay, so let's start it from the top. Let's take this thing from the top. It sounds good now. Mic check. Babe, checking and see now. Is the Zoom clean? Is my Zoom clean now? Okay. So, welcome to the AI Money Machine, the billionaire blueprint for generational wealth. I want to welcome everybody in from everywhere. I don't care where you came from. I don't care where you're representing. I'm happy to have you here. I'm happy to have you here. And I want to congratulate you on making the choice to invest your time in something that's going to be so valuable for you. You know, don't think because this thing is free that I'm gonna short you. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to deliver value. I'm going to deliver massive value. I'm going to help you get on the fast track to financial freedom with what I'm about to teach you right now. So, see where my slide is looking different up in here. So, I'm gonna just figure out. I'm going to make this work, right? We refuse to be defeated, and we are going to find a way to make this work. Got a little bit of technical difficulties, but it's not going to let us stop us. Okay. So, where am I? Let's see where I'm at. I go. What camera I'm on? See what camera you got me on over here. That over there, and we have. Let's see if we're over here. Okay. So let's go back to the presenter view. Move this up here. And let's go full screen. Well, let's go share full screen. Make sure y'all see what y'all supposed to do. Y'all see my screen, right? You guys are seeing my screen? Okay. Is that me here? And all right, we got action. You ready? Okay, let's go. Okay, welcome to the AI Money Machine, the Billionaire Blueprint for building generational wealth. Okay, so let's first start off by welcoming everybody in. Again, I want to welcome everybody. Appreciate you guys taking this time, and I am going to make sure that I treat your time like it's precious and I deliver maximum value. I want to make sure that this is an hour well spent. It's going to be only about an hour, hour and a half. But what you're going to learn is going to stick with you for the rest of your life. Okay, so we're going to talk about today's agenda. 4 ways to use AI as your virtual personal assistant and wealth coach. You're also going to learn 5 different ways that you can stack option trading strategies together so that you could generate $10,000 a month plus. $10,000 a month, you can do the math, $120,000. Really, we want to get you to $200,000. That's why I call this the 200K option trading challenge. Everybody else 200. I was like, let me take it up a notch to the 200K. So what we're trying to do is get you to making that $10,000 a month with these strategies. Now, it's not going to happen overnight, but it will happen a lot faster than you think it could happen, in all honesty. And I'm also going to show you the way we're going to get there is by finding those 6 secret hiding places where they got huge AI profits right now. Okay, because we are in, I don't know if you heard or not, but we got this new thing called artificial intelligence, and business is booming in artificial intelligence. Even though people cry, oh, it's a bubble, it's a bubble. I mean, like, okay, let these people play with you. Even if it is a bubble, even if there is a bubble, and there will eventually be a bubble, I'll tell you why. Because people overreact to good news and they overreact to bad news. And so one thing that is consistent with humans is the overreactions, good or bad news. So there will eventually be a bubble, but I'm here to tell you, bubbles, pullbacks, recessions, bear markets, those are not the end of the world. They're actually part of the process, and they're an opportunity for you to clean up and make a bunch of money. And I'm going to show you just how you do that. So just rock with me. Okay, who am I? I'm Michael Bowens. I'm from San Diego, California. I am a married father of 5 beautiful children. I'm also a graduate of the Morehouse College. And I'm a former stockbroker. Where's that slide? I should be on the slide while I'm saying all this, right? I'm a former stockbroker. I'm also a certified hedge fund professional, certified value investor from Columbia University, a certified fintech investor from Harvard, yeah. And then I'm also a certified high performance coach. I'm a real football coach. I coach a bunch of kids that are in the league or on their way to the league, help them get scholarships. So when I take this coaching, I coach from a different perspective because I've really been in the field, really coaching the June since they was little. Even I helped, even my son played D1 college football. And then that's where I really found my love for coaching. And then I decided, it was time to come inside and do some inside coaching. And that's how I decided, that's what made me build this business. And I got certified as a master training, Dave Ramsey financial coach too. So I basically took all the finance and all the money classes that somebody could take, mixed it all together and created my own mattress money system. Because I've been about getting to a bag for a long, long time. And so I'm one of these people, I have a saying, I can show you better than I can tell you, and I see better than I hear. So here go the receipts I brought with me. You can see multiple days over just an example of 3 different days of pretty nice gains, 14, 18, $21,000 in one day. That's not to say that that's what you're going to start off doing. That's not to say there's no guarantee. Let me full disclaimer as we start. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Past performance is no guarantee. Let me look in the camera. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. But my goal is to get into this kind of money. And so, as I said before, I am a mother. I'm a father. Sorry, I almost said a mother. I'm a father of five, man, happily married, father of five, and my five beautiful children you see right there. Um, there's the big one. That's Coach Cheese. You see T Money. You see my baby is so much bigger than this now. Probably need to I'm gonna put another picture on here with him bigger. I think there's another slide in here where he's bigger. That's my little man Roms. It's my other little man Jay, and then that's my little queen Red right there. So all my beautiful children, I'm so proud of, and that's my beautiful wife too. So this is them now. This is closer to now as we get bigger. Everybody's bigger, and you can see I'm so proud of this family now. I know there's always a hater in the crowd and somebody who's going to be so. And I'm a person who believes in full transparency. What's the line Jay-Z said? I never claim to have wings on. I get my by any means on. Full transparency. Before any of these guys try to come for me, I will tell you, I am an ex-felon. If you have a problem with somebody that is an ex-felon, then you should probably log off now. Because I am an ex-felon. I've been arrested so many, I've been arrested. I don't even know how many times I've been arrested, but I've been to the pen one time. And they finally got me. It was it was a minor setback for a major comeback, but I did go to the feds for an $8 million money laundering and conspiracy charge. Did my time. That's where I kind of came up with the idea for this business. I knew I was going to be able to come out and, put some things back together. And I know it was a lot of people who need to come back and get on their feet. So I figured this service was going to be valuable to a lot of people. So that being said, if you stay to the end, I have some free goodies for you that are going to help you collapse time and so help you start making money faster. Okay. What I want you to do is I want you to get on a computer so that you can see these slides clearly. I spent a lot of time. I invested a lot of time on these slides. So get on a computer, get off your phone, get on the computer, AIMoneyMachineClass.com so you can see the slides. Turn your phone on Do Not Disturb. Make sure you're in a quiet place where you can listen because I am going to show you how to get a bag. And then number 3, get a pen and a paper so you can take notes because there is no recording of this available for you. Not yet, at least. So what we're going to be talking about today is financial freedom. It's a beautiful house, right? So true financial freedom, the way I define it, the Rich Forever way of defining financial freedom is being able to live off of the cash flow from your investments. What does that mean? That means the money generated by your portfolio, the money that comes from your stocks, your options, your real estate is enough to pay your bills so that you don't have to punch a clock and work a 9 to 5. That's what true financial freedom is. Being able to live off of the money generated from your investments. It's not a number. It is the number depends on your lifestyle. That being said, we got to talk about this right now. We got to talk about the average net worth of Black households and it being only just shy of $45,000. It's crazy. I just saw David Shands from Social Proof just talking about the average person makes $45,000 a year. I don't know where they living at off $45,000 a year, but maybe that's where all of the struggle coming from, and we got to get the bars up. I know what it takes to be in that top 10%, though. That top 10% of incomes, it takes about $200,000 Take about $200,000 if we can get you. So what we really looking at is we're really looking at getting you over the hump, right? And so at $10,000 a month, that'll put you at 120. At $20,000 a month, that'll put you at 240, comfortably over that 10%, right? So if you think about it, there's 52 weeks in a year. So let's just call it 50. If you can get $4,000 a week, $4,000 a week will take you over that $200,000 mark, right? That's where we're really trying to get you to. So we can see here the average net worth of white households is $285,000. So about 6 times the household net worth of black households. Huge wide gap, a huge wealth gap. That's the word I was looking for, wealth gap. And then even inside the black community, there's a huge wealth gap between the haves and the have-nots, right? Because we got people that make lots of money. Matter of fact, if you listen to Instagram, everybody on there makes 6 figures. But then at the same time, somebody always getting snuck and stuck up. And so there are 20% of black people that are living below the poverty line. We got to be able to help each other out. So this is one of those each one teach one moments. Y'all got to learn that the stock market is a vehicle. I did this from Wall Street Travel. Says the stock market is a vehicle for building wealth. You can only, the money you make from working, you're limited to what you can do with your own 2 hands. Okay. So you got to learn how to make money. If you don't learn how to make money in your sleep, you will work until you die. So that's what this is all about, is being able to make your money work for you and working smarter, not harder. Okay. So that's what I'm trying to do, is show you how to leverage your capital to create more capital. Because right now, only 2% of Black America has a net worth above $1 million. It's just not enough. We got to get more, right? We got to get these numbers up, and that's what this is designed to do. That's what Rich Forever is built on, helping Black people become millionaires. Everybody really, but especially Black people. I focus on companies that I think are going to help us get where we want to be a lot faster. And especially companies that we are already, a lot of these companies we already spending money with and don't even know it. So median wealth of Black Americans will fall to 0 by 2053. No, it won't. No, it won't. We're not going to let that happen. Matter of fact, that's why I created my membership, the Millionaire March. Because what we're going to do is we're going to create 1,000 millionaires. And then we're going to do a new Million Man March on Washington in 2054. Right? We're going to march this time, but we're going to march over there. We're going to march back up there, but with papers. We're going to march up there with our paper, with our money right. Okay? But right now, more than 50% of the homeless families are Black. It's not good, man. We got to fix that. We got to do better. Ain't nobody coming to save us but us. So I say that to say this. We got to get our bread together, and then we got to work together, and we got to understand how to work in this system and take advantage of the opportunities we have in front of us. Artificial intelligence is the biggest wealth transfer in the history of not just the United States, but in the world. When you see what it's about to do, I heard yesterday that we're looking at Dario Amodei, who is the founder of Anthropic, one of the big companies. He left OpenAI. And started Anthropic. He says he sees a scenario where unemployment could be 10%, serial unemployment at 10%. and where 50% of entry level jobs just disappear because of artificial intelligence. So that's why I'm here talking to you and trying to explain to you that you need to find another way to make money besides working. You need to make as much money as you can, as fast as you can, so you can put yourself in a position to be successful, so you can play financial wealth defense, so you can have a defensive posture. Okay. So let me ask you this. If you had a system that could generate $10,000 plus per month, where you can work from home or from anywhere from now to infinity, could that change your life? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if this is something that could change your life. Because I think it's something that can change your life. I know it's something that can change most people's lives. Unless you're already a millionaire and you don't need it. And even millionaires, most of the time, one thing that happens when people get money, they usually want to get more money, right? So let me ask you this question, because I'm gonna go, and I'm not trying to embarrass nobody. It's no judgment here. But for people who think like, well, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what to invest in, I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions, and I want you to put a 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, right? Okay, number one. Let me ask you this. How many of y'all own more Nike shoes than Nvidia shares? So Nvidia is the #1 company in America now. Most people have heard of it. When I made this slide, most people hadn't heard of Nvidia yet. It's interesting. So I used to have a day trading academy, and we had desks. I had like 25 desks set up in my office, and we had the dual monitors. That's when I've been around for a minute. That's when the monitors weren't that big yet. So we had to have each trading desk needed 2 monitors. And so what you had to do was you had to open up the computers and put an extra video card in there so that you could trade on both screens, so you could go across from screen to screen. Because if y'all see now, I got the big screen that's the size of like 2 screens, but it used to be you use 2, like I have them set up in the back. You have 2 screens, and we used to have to put a video card in there. Now we talking like this 2006, 2007. And you know who the video card, the box used to say, the box had it on there. You know who the video card maker was that you had to put in there to be able to see video on 2 monitors at the same time? NVIDIA. That's why I would say, of course, that's what I'm talking about, because why would I even be saying that right now? So it was NVIDIA. So NVIDIA been around. I know most people only heard about NVIDIA the last 4 or 5 years. NVIDIA been in your Xbox, NVIDIA been in your PlayStations, NVIDIA's chips and graphics. If you have any kind of video games or something, NVIDIA has already been in your house for 20 years and you didn't even know it. So that's number one. Put a 1 in the chat if you got more Nike shoes than NVIDIA shares. Okay. And then put a 2 in there. Like I said, it's no judgment. I'm just saying this is what's already under your nose. If you missed out on the smartphone boom, meaning you did not invest in Apple or Samsung, put a 2. If you missed out on the social media boom, meaning you did not invest in, you don't own any shares and you didn't take a chance, you didn't invest in Facebook, you didn't invest in Google, put a 2 in the chat. If you missed out on Bitcoin, if you knew about Bitcoin or you didn't hear of Bitcoin or you never owned any Bitcoin, you haven't had any Bitcoin yet, put a 2. All right. Got a lot of tools coming in here, right? A lot of tools coming in. It's okay. We just gotta, we gotta learn from our mistakes, right? And I just wanted to, so what have we named? So I named, think about what you got already. If you're paying attention, because I'm a person that's going to make you have to learn. You got to learn when you're around me. So I didn't already name 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stocks you should already have in your notes. You should have 8 different investments in your notes already. just from what I'm just over here talking, right? And then number 3, if you have had a Netflix account for more than 5 years, but you don't own any Netflix stock. And I know a lot of y'all, well, I don't have it as my parents. No. If you've been on your parents' account, if your parents have had an account for 5 years, for more than 5 years, and you don't own any Netflix and they don't own any Netflix, put a 3 in the chat. Okay. So how many stocks was that I just named, right? So don't tell me that you don't know what you should be investing in. Okay. Because we all know. But like I said, everything you've been taught up to this point about building wealth is wrong. Because you've been trained to be a consumer and you are excellent at being a consumer. But you got to consume stocks in the stock market the same way with the same enthusiasm. You got to shop the same way you're going to be shopping for Christmas presents and shopping on price and quality is the same way that you need to shop for your investments. You buy a stock the same way you buy a house. You buy a stock the same way you pick out your shoes, the same way you get a bag. You got to look, you want to find quality. You want to find the right fit. You want to find something that's going to look good on you. Okay? So I ask you this because I'm about to give you some information about how you get a bag, how you make money investing. But I'm going to ask you before I start, how much is not having this information costing you already? How much has it costed you already? Right, I'm gonna put some numbers here that's probably gonna make you nauseous. It's probably gonna make you nauseous because of how much money you've missed and don't even realize it. So I ran some numbers, right? These numbers here on the screen are based on if you have put $1,000 a month for 10 years into this stock, these are the numbers you would have got. And then on the right side, I have options, what you would have made if you would have been putting $1,000 into options every month. Because at the end of the, when you know how to do it right, you should make between 2 and 5 times the returns on your options that you make on your stock, right? And you're going to use a combination of both, right? You're going to have some stocks, some options. But let's just say $1,000. So if we say $1,000 a month for 10 years, that's $120,000, right? $1,000 a month, 12 months in a year, it's 120. That's $12,000 times 10 years is $120,000. So that 120,000, not all at one time, over a 10-year period. And don't tell me that you couldn't put $1,000 a month into your investment portfolio. You could have if you traveled a little less, if you didn't eat out as much, if you had a lower car payment, and if you had a lower if your rent was a little bit lower, you could find that $1,000. Don't tell me you can't find $1,000. It's only $250 a week. Okay, so don't tell me that you can't do $1,000 a month. You can do whatever you want. If you set your mind to it, you can do $1,000 a month. Okay. So that $1,000 a month in Apple and about the 10 years, 10 years seem like a long time. Let me tell you something. The next 10 years gonna go by way faster than the last 10 years went by. So if you're 30 now, you're gonna be 40 before you know it. If you're 40 now, you're gonna be 50 before you know it. If you're 50 now, you're gonna be 60 before you know it. Now the good thing about this is because of modern medicine, because of longevity, and because of the breakthroughs that we're getting from AI and in medicine, they're saying now that if you make it the next 5 years, if you live 5 more years, you're gonna be able to that life expectancy is going to jump from about 75 years old to 100 to maybe even 120. Could be true, may or may not be true. I don't know. I'm planning like I'm gonna live to be 120. That's the way I'm gonna do. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So my plan is to live to be 120. If I don't make it, I'm still building my empire and setting up my legacy to live on after me. And I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about as we get a little further in here. So you can see these numbers. $1,000 a month gets you 426,000 in Apple, 761,000 in Microsoft, 869,000 in Nvidia, 541,000 in Amazon. Don't tell me you haven't heard of these companies. And then Google, I got my things away. What is with Google? It looks like what does that say? 747,000 in Google. Okay. So these opportunities, we're going to hit this over here a little bit. Okay. So just look at them numbers. And then when we talk about options, like I said, you got a 2 to 5 exit. So we're talking about millions of dollars that you left on the table where thousands of dollars could have turned into millions of dollars. I need to let that sink in. Not to make you sick to your stomach, not to rub it in, not to rub salt in the wounds, but so that you do better with the next 10 years than you did with the last 10 years. And I'm going to give you an example of somebody. Ann Schreiber. She turned $5,000 into $22 million over her 40 years of investing. 5 bands, 22 million. During the Great Depression, right in the depths of the day, she was already 38 years old and earning a little more than $3,000 a year. Ann Schreiber invested a major portion of her life savings into stocks. She entrusted the money to her youngest of her 4 brothers, Bernard, who was getting started at 22 as a Wall Street broker. And that's what will happen is brokers will make you broker. He did well picking stock issues for her as the market drifted towards 1933 and 34, but his firm did not. It bust suddenly and Ann lost all her money. She was mad. She got mad at her brother and then she decided to learn how to invest herself. And I always say this, you have to learn how to invest for yourself. The fastest way to lose money is to give it. The fastest way to lose money investing is to give it to somebody else to invest for you. Why would you work? Why would you bust your ass working to turn around and put somebody else in charge of your money? That's something I just don't understand. It just, like I said, you've been taught, everything you've been taught about building wealth is wrong. You should be managing your own money. You got to learn how to flip your own money. Don't put that responsibility on somebody else. That is your responsibility. I don't care if you're male, female, young, old. You should learn how to invest and be in charge of your own money. I cannot stress that anymore. So let's look at some other numbers, right? Because like I said, everything you've been taught about investing is wrong. People will try to argue. Really, my real estate people will come on here and want to argue with me all day. I'll tell them, argue with your mama. Don't get me wrong. Everybody should own a house. But a house is never going to outperform a superior business because the value of a house is dictated by the other houses within a 5-mile radius. The value of a business is dictated by the future earnings of the business. I say that to say this. If you had invested $50,000 in Advanced Micro Devices on October 25th, 2013, you would now have $3.16 million. Okay? So 50,000 down on a house get you about a $500,000 house. There's no $500,000 house that has grown into a $3 million house. $500,000 house is about $1 million over that same time frame. Don't believe me? Just watch. I got more. So let's say it was NVIDIA. If you had put that same $50,000 in NVIDIA, it would be worth $23.5 million now. Now, y'all can go to this website and try these numbers. Matter of fact, I should do it right now. You can go to these website. It's called Stockulator, and it'll tell you what, if you have put X amount of dollars in, you pick the date, and then it'll tell you how much that would be worth today. I just ran these are new screens. I just ran this morning before I got on here. 50,000 in NVIDIA Corporation would be worth $23.5 million. Okay. $23.5 million. Don't talk to me about no houses. Don't talk to me. You could talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin went through the roof too. But I'm more the stock and options guy. As I'm delving more into crypto and feeling more comfortable. But let's do this because we don't even talk about, when most of the time when people want to compare a real estate investment to a stock investment, they leave out the part about the monthly, about the mortgage payments. So in actuality, if you bought a $500,000 house, you got to put 50 down. You got to put $50,000 down. Then you got to do $3,500 a month, right? Because you got to pay the mortgage every month. So I ran the numbers and said, okay, if you had took that same $50,000, put it into Apple, and then paid $3,500 a month for the next 15 years, it would be worth $6.99 million. I don't know anybody who bought $1 million house, let alone $500,000 house, and turned it into a $7 million house. It just doesn't happen like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you not to get you a house, not to get you a big house. Just understand the more money you put on your house, the less money you have for investments. So it's a trade-off, and we got to understand it and look at the asset classes. Well, how much money do we want to put into real estate? How much money do we want to put into stocks? How much money do we want to put into options? How much money do we want to put into gold? How much money do we want to put into crypto? A well-balanced portfolio has exposure to all those things. Remember I said earlier, the average millionaire has how many streams of income? 7. Average millionaire got 7 streams of income. So we got to be more diverse. All right. So I'm done with the preacher part. So let me get into the secrets now. As I said, I'm going to teach you 4 ways you can use AI as your secret weapon and your personal research assistant and your wealth coach. Okay. So the number 1 way, let's get to it. Number 1 way is to read charts. I know a lot of people are intimidated by charts. They want to learn how to read charts. They keep hearing about the strat method. You heard about double bottoms, flat bases, cup with a handle, triangle, all these different things. You don't got to read charts no more. Now you can take a picture of the chart, upload it to artificial intelligence, whichever artificial intelligence service you use, and it'll read the chart for you. It'll spit it out. It will tell you all of your support levels, all of your resistance levels. It'll tell you the chart patterns. It'll read the charts for you. You'll never find a human that reads charts better than artificial intelligence. So we don't got to worry about that no more. Number 2, it will analyze and summarize the earnings reports for you. So NVIDIA had a big earnings report the other day. Sometimes, earnings reports usually about an hour and a half, and then people write tons and tons of data. And if you've ever seen the 12K or the annual reports, there's tons of paper in there, all kind of writing in there. You can get through it quick, and you can get through really hundreds of them with AI by having AI analyze and summarize the earning reports and digging out the important information so that you can so it can help you make your decisions faster, and it's going to be more thorough. You can basically ask the questions. And then number 3, back testing. Back testing is so important. That's kind of how we just went right now, was like, how much is something worth? You can test your strategies. You can use AI to do back testing, to test your strategies, to see how well a system that you're thinking about using, how well it works, or how well it has worked in the past. Let me say that. And then last but not least, we can use it to do a pre-trade analysis and strategy optimization. So 4 different ways. 4 different ways we can use it. And really more than that, I just gave you 4 because I was like 4, 5, 6 is gonna sound cool when I do it. So like I said, this AI thing is is a total game changer. You can take a picture, upload it to my bot because I have one it's called Charlie the Chat Reader. I built it, designed it, and it'll get a report in 2 minutes. You guys want to see it? You want to see an example of it? I'll do an example of it right now. Watch this. This is gonna be called. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how easy it is to use AI to get you a analyst report back on the stock. So here we have a Palantir chart. I'm just gonna take a picture. Y'all hear that? Is that loud enough? Take a little snapshot of it. And then I'm gonna go over here to, I built my GPT already, and we'll add the file. So we'll go to recent, add that file, upload it. So you see we uploaded it into, this is my Charlie the Chart Reader. So all I gotta do, upload it to Charlie. Charlie's gonna give me a 5-point breakdown on it. Bam, look how fast that is. I don't even know how long that was. Probably 3 seconds. Let's see what he says. And I can have him read a report to me. See how extensive this report is already. And let's see what he says.
El Presidente, let's dissect PLTR like a scalpel through butter. Precision, speed, and zero fluff. Here's your 5-part breakdown for Palantir Technologies based on the chart you just served up. 1, market trend. Trend direction, mixed, leaning bearish. Trend confidence score, 5100. Prices caught in a range-bound chop since mid-September, but the recent rejection from 195 plus, upper range plus fib 23.6%, suggests short-term weakness. Current price, $174.01, sandwiched near the fib 50% level, 173, a key battlefield. Lower highs forming subtle distribution signs. The recent spike down to 164.50 shows institutions testing liquidity at the fib 61.8% retrace. Dash mark 2, pattern and setup. Range breakdown, watch minor double top with lower highs. Pattern notes. Chop range $167. 195, forming a descending triangle with a flat base near 167 no fib 61.8%. Watch closely. Failed breakout attempts suggest weakening buyer conviction. Key pivot levels, support 167.2, fib 61.8%, 176%. Resistance 180 to 183, supply zone 192 and 4, fib 23.6%. 3, trade plan bias. Cautiously bearish short entry, if broken. Under $167 with volume equals breakdown confirmation. Targets, conservative, $156. Stretch 142, fib 100%. Stop loss, above 183, back in bull range, or tighter stop above 180 for risk-adjusted plays. Bullish flip, reclaim and hold above 183 equals pattern invalidation and possible long trigger. Technical metrics, metric value for risk-adjusted plays. Sent above 10 EMA, flat, at above 21 EMA, slightly below, above 50 EMA, flat or slightly below, above 215%, strong long term. 1D change, 1.09%. 1W change, minus 6.5%. 1M change, minus 10.2%. 3M change, 2D plus 3.1%. YT plus 12%. Sent from 52-week high, minus 17.8%. Relative strength 1W, weak. Relative strength 1M, neutral. Relative strength 3M, strong. Relative 6M, 1Y, strong. 5, strategy suggestion, rich forever option style. Sell calls at 190, buy 200, sell puts at $165, buy $155. Profits if PLTR stays in chop range, ideal if expecting sideways grind or slow breakdown. If a $167 breaks, run. Buy $170 put, sell $160 put, targeting drop to 156 to 160 zone. If PLTR reclaims $183, 185 with volume and momentum shift, start eyeing 2026 leaps 200 seen accumulation on dips. Open quote, reversal prep, leaps watch list, close quote. Open quote, breakdown play, bear put spread, close quote. Open quote, neutral to bearish, iron condor, close quote. PLTR is lurking near the edge of a move. The levels are locked and loaded. If $167 breaks, it's game on for bears. If bulls push it over $183, flip the chessboard. Let me know if you want to prep the IV analysis or flow confirmation next.
So you can see exactly what I was talking about, how fast it probably took me an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours to get this much research out of the chart and do this much homework. And now we're getting it done. And what was that? Not even 5 minutes. I think it was about 4 minutes and 50 seconds. So y'all see that breakdown. And just so you know, like I had did that a couple of weeks ago, and you can see since Charlie has spit that out, Palantir did break below that 165 level, went all the way down to as low as 147. So it was 147. Opportunity was an opportunity for you to make a nice little piece of change. And that's what this is all about, is being able to find those holes in the market and those opportunities, right? Those opportunities to generate income and build wealth, because it's so much easier than we've been led to believe once you understand where the money is at and how the money is going to move. Okay, so I say that to say this. Let's get into secret number 2, right? Do I have your permission to show you now how to monetize AI? So I showed you how to reach out. Now I'm gonna show you how to get the money with it, right? I'm gonna show you where it's at. But before that, I'm gonna show you 5 of my favorite option trading strategies that you could combine to generate double-digit returns and make $10,000 plus per month. And it's really not hard, right? And I'm gonna simplify it for you, give you some examples, and run through this in a way that I know most people are gonna be able to understand. So, cash flow number 1, long calls, right? What is a long call? A long call is when you buy a call option. What's a call option? A call option is just a contract that gives you the right, but not the obligation to buy 100 shares of an underlying stock at a predetermined price within a predetermined time window. Okay, it works kind of like a lease with an option to buy on a house. So what you do is you find a stock you want, you decide how much you're willing to pay for it, and then you lock that price in, and you're going to pay what they call a premium. You got to pay a premium to lock that price in. You can lock that price in for a week, 2 weeks, all the way up to almost 2 years sometimes. Now, the longer the time window, the more money you pay for the option. The way you make money on it is, let's say you buy stock X, you buy an option on stock XYZ. It has a strike price of $100. Let's say at the time you bought it, the price was $90. Well, you buy it, let's say you buy it for a year. That price goes up to $200. You still get to pay $100. So now you have $100 in intrinsic value. Intrinsic meaning real. You have $100 in intrinsic value in a stock. So it's the same way, like I said, if you get a lease, you do a lease with an option to buy on a house. This is the most basic, simple strategy that most people that are getting involved in options are going to do. In all honesty, the benefit of this is it has a limited amount of risk, unlimited amount. It has an unlimited amount of profit potential and a limited amount of risk. The most you can lose on this is whatever you pay for the option to begin with. Okay, but that option can go from here to infinity. That option can either expire worthless, which we call out of the money, or it will gain value the more the stock goes up. And so that's how you see people making so much money. I like to say call options protect you from inflation. Let me say that again. Call options protect you from inflation. Okay. The value increases when the stock price goes up. The value decreases when the stock price goes down. It's like having a coupon, basically. Okay. Next up, cash flow number 2. Now, this is my favorite strategy. It's called a bull call spread. If you don't learn how to trade nothing else, you have to learn how to trade bull call spreads. That's probably what made you sign up for this, is because I talked about this is the strategy where you can double your money on small moves. You can double your money on as little as a $10 move with bull call spreads. You have to learn how to do bull call spreads. They have a limited return, but they also have limited risk. Where you win at is the trade-off of risk and return. And that's what we always paying attention to, what I call the pop and the roar. What is your return on risk? What is your probability of profit? The cool thing about the bull call spread is you can make money even if the stock goes, you can make money even if the stock goes sideways or down a little bit. You can make adjustments and still make money. That's why I love this strategy. And it also gives you, because most of the time, yeah, with a call, you have unlimited potential, but I never seen a stock go to infinity before. So bull call spread lets you capitalize off of the smaller moves. Okay. So and most of the time the market moves in smaller moves as opposed to the big moves, right? So you will leave some money on, in a raging bull market, you will leave some money on the table. But in the average bull market, what I'll call an average bull market or a moderate bull market with smaller moves, this is a way for you to get in there and line your pockets consistently every month. Okay, so y'all want to see an example? I'll give you an example. I got a video here. All right, y'all want to do another demo? All right, I got you. So I'm gonna walk you through one of these bull call spreads real quick, right? So let's go over here, look at the leaderboard. I see over here, this is I'll look at CLS, Celestica. And we can see it's got a composite rating of 99, meaning it's outperforming 99% of stocks. So until we really see a real pullback, I'm going to stay bullish, keep a bullish bias on it. And so when I come over here and I look at the chart, I see where the 10-week has been holding pretty strong. Is this the daily or the weekly I'm on right here? This is a weekly. And so I can see where we at. That 10-week is 12%, 12.4% above that 10-week. And then it's sitting at 84% above its 40-week high, 40-week moving average. I'm sorry. So if I'm thinking maybe, because last week you see the range was from 275 to 346, and right now it's at 310. So let's just say I want to test that. I think it's going to stay above. I think it's going to stay above, or even let's run it where the 310 to 350. Thinking 310, test that 350 range. And so what I would do is I'll come over here and I'll say, okay, let's go to the option profit calculator. Let's go to CLS. Look for a play that probably lasts about 2 weeks. And so let's go over in here. Look for a 2-week play. So today, as I'm recording, this is November 16th. So it'll take us out to about the 1st. Let's go 28. Would the 28 be 2 weeks? Yeah, almost 2 weeks, right? 2 trading weeks. So what was those areas we said we were looking at? Let's go from 315 to 325. How about that? Let's see what that gives us. You buy the 315, turn around, sell the 325 with the same expiration. See, we got same expiration date, November 28. Different strike. You're going to buy the lower strike, sell the higher strike. Okay. So what are we looking at in terms of return? So $460 is what it costs us with a potential to make $540. So we got 117% potential return over a 2-week period. And so if I wanted to get more, all I do is increase the number of contracts, right? Because right now this curve controls 100 shares. Now I increase it to 10. Now I control 1,000 shares. But instead of it costing me $16,850 because I took in a credit of $12,250, it's going to change it, and now it's only going to cost me $4,600. All right. Now my break-even price is at $319.60. So long as it finishes above $319.60, I won't lose any money. I come down here and I look and I see it, and I'll move my stop loss changes the closer we get. And this is when you hear me talk about, you hear people talk all the time about expiration, break even at expiration. But the reality is your break even changes the whole time, and every day the break even point changes on your contracts. And so I like this returns potential 117%, which if you could annualize that and make 117% every 2 weeks, it would be about 3,571%, right? So that's a perfect example of this. Remember I said I was going to show you how you can double your money on as little as a $10 move. So right now the stock is at 315. If we can get it up to 325, we're looking at 117% return 2 weeks. It's Gucci. It's Gucci. All right, so and just checking, I just checked Celestica right now, and it's at right now it's at 322.45. So you see, this was a trade that I put in here on the 16th, so that it expires on Thursday. So we'll see. You could close it out now, take a little bit of profit, or you could let it ride. That's the thing about options that I think a lot of people don't understand is you can close your options out early for profit too, depending on what you see or what's going on in the market and how you feel about it. Now, if you feel like, okay, the chart pattern is showing you that it's that it does not look like it wants to push up more, you can cut it, take your profit right now. It still would be a nice little profit it would be, what is that? About $760 right now on the investment. And so still great return. And you have to decide like, okay, do I want to try to wait it out to the end of the week where it looked like 1,400, or do you just take the 760 and be cool with a 50% profit in 3 weeks, right? Those are decisions that you got to learn how to make if you want to be successful. So let's go to cash flow number 3. Bear call spreads. Why is this important? What's a bear call spread? So a bear call spread, bear meaning it's going to work out. This is something where you're bearish and you expect the market to go down. Call means we're still using call options, and then spreads means we're using multiple options at one time. That's what a spread means. When you do a spread, it means that you're going to have 2 options. And usually one of the options is going to be long, one of the options is going to be short. So one of them is going to be for speculating and one is going to be for hedging. And in a bear call spread, we are actually looking to get a net credit instead of a net debit. Is what when we buy something, we get a net, we have a net debit. When we sell something, we get a net credit, meaning we take the money up front. It's basically, think of it like when you sell options, you take on the role of an insurance company because you're the one bringing in premium. And that's all an option is really an insurance contract. And so if you want to operate like an insurance company, you want to sell options. And so that's what I love this strategy. And this is where, shout out to him 500. This is what I call a recession-proof income strategy. This is why we don't fear recessions. This is why we don't fear crashes. This is why we don't fear when the stock market goes down, because we know how to sell options to generate income and keep generating income when everybody else is falling off. Bitcoin people don't know how to make money when Bitcoin starts going down. Okay. People who do the insurance policies, people who buy insurance policies, who think that they're doing this whole infinite banking thing, they don't know how to make money when the market goes down. You know, um, and most people, even in the stock market, don't know how to make money when the market goes down. This is how you make money when the market goes down. You make money selling options. Now, they have limited downside, but they also have limited upside. But it is a conservative strategy that you can use to generate consistent income when the market is going down or sideways. Okay, so now let's go to income strategy number 4, call ratio back spread. So now I've gotten you, we make money going up with the long calls, with the bull call spreads. We made money going down with the puts, with the bear put spreads. Now I'm going to give you your big money maker when the market is going straight up. Because most of the time market goes up, sideways, up, sideways, up, pull back a little bit, up, pull back a little bit. But when we have what they call a parabolic, when we have what they call a parabolic chart, and the market seems like it's going straight up, that's when we want to use this play right here, call ratio back spread. What we're going to do is we're going to sell options and then take the money from the options that we sell and then buy. So we're going to sell call options. Then we're going to take the money from the options that we sell, the credit that we get, and we're going to buy some options that are further out of the money. We're going to let the options that we sell pay for the options that we want. And because we think that the market is going to go up and we think it's going to go up fast. So we do it in a ratio. So basically what you're going to do is we're going to sell two calls that are at or slightly in the money. And then we're going to take the premiums from those calls. We're going to take the credits from those calls and we're going to use those credits to purchase some higher price calls. And what we're expecting is that the price is going to shoot through the options that we bought and keep going. And when it does, if we're going to sell 2 options and then we're going to buy 4 cheaper options, right? So now those 2 options that we sold, they're going to take away 2 of our options, right? Because we're going to use that money to pay the people that we owe, because now those options are going to be in the money. But we also are going to have 2 options that are basically free and clear. So we got 4 options. We owe somebody on 2 of those options, but then we got 2 options that are just riding and making money for us. And if they go up far enough, then the profit that we make off of the 4 options makes it easy for us to pay them what we lost on the 2 options that we sold. This is when you're expecting a strong bullish breakout. You're not going to be honest, you're not going to do this a lot. You do this when you expect some kind of big catalyst, or when you have a new product or service or a big earnings report is coming up. It's not a strategy you use a lot, but when you use it and it works, you're going to be more money, bing, 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 big bucks, no whammies. Okay. So that's why this is a strategy that you got to learn and be prepared for, because this market is, when the market does run, it is going to run, especially in this AI era that we're in right now. All right, y'all got to hold on for a second. I got to use the bathroom. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back at you. Pause it. So I pause my recording so that I don't have to. Where is it at? Where we at? Where did I put that at? Pause that recording for a second. Okay, sorry about that. All right, I'm back. Let's get to it. Okay, so what is our next? Okay, last but not least, because we gave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Here go to our fifth. So our fifth income method. I want to introduce the WOW method. Why do I call it the WOW method? Well, WOW stands for, it's an acronym, stands for Wheels of Wealth, or it's the will method is what most people call it. What you do is, I like this. This is great because you get paid 3 times. It's a triple income compounding strategy. All right. You get paid before you buy it. This is a strategy where you get paid before you buy the stock. You get paid while you hold the stock. That's your second stream. And then you get paid again when you sell the stock. 3 streams of income off one stock. Let me say that again. 3 streams of income off one stock. And the beautiful thing about this, because we all have had stocks that we want to buy, right? We've all had stocks we want to buy before, and but we're scared that the price has gotten too high. And we get scared the price has gotten too high, but then we chase it. And one of the number one ways you lose money in the stock market is chasing it. You don't chase it, you replace it. So with this strategy, what we're gonna do is we are going to sell a cash secured put, right? That's our first stream of income. And then if we get assigned a stock, we buy the stock and immediately sell a covered call. So what you're doing is you're combining a cash secured put with a covered call. Then when the stock gets called away from you, you sell them the stock. So that's 3 incomes. You get it. You get a credit when you sell the put. You get a credit when you sell the call, and then you get a capital gain when you sell the stock. 3 incomes in one. So really, this is a triple strategy. So I said I was going to teach you 5, but that's really 5, 6, 7. That's really 7 ways I done just showed you how to make money. 7 different ways I done showed you, because you can break that into just cover calls and just cash secured puts if you want to too. Okay. So this is usually where I take my break, but I already took the break before because I couldn't wait. But I'm still gonna give y'all some of my favorites.
Woke up, got straight to it, running to the back like I'm late to it.
Running to the bank like I'm late to it. So listen, did I show you what I said? Did I do what I said I was gonna do? Did I show you 4 ways to use AI as your personal virtual assistant? Did I show you 5 ways to generate income? So far, have I been doing what I said I was gonna do? Have I been doing that? I've been doing it, right? I don't even gotta ask you. I know I've been doing it. I've been delivering. But I know there's somebody out there still thinking, even with all that, I still don't know what to do, right? Know somebody thinking that. If you still don't know what to do, put that in the chat. Say, I still don't know what to do. I'm still not confident in myself. Still don't believe in myself. All right. It's okay. Because right now I'm going to show you the last secret I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you 6 places. I'm going to show you where to get the easy wins. You want to get easy win? Put easy win in the chat. Y'all want an easy win? Tell you something. So research studies show, y'all hear me say all the time because I believe in research. Research studies show that that approximately 50% of a stock's movement is going to come from the industry that it's in and the amount of institutional sponsorship it has. So what do I mean about industry? Meaning, what are the hot industries? What industries are making the most money? And then institutional sponsorship, what does that mean? That means that the professionals are buying. That means the pension funds, the hedge funds, the insurance companies. That means the big money, the whales, people that are not investing their own money, people who are investing for a living, investing people's pension funds, the big companies, right? I'm going to show you where they're putting their money at. Okay. So I'm going to show you 6 places where you can clean up. These places are these industries right now are in position to be the biggest beneficiaries of the AI era and the AI boom. Because you keep on hearing about a bubble. These industries right here aren't going to have a bubble because they get paid up front off of AI. Okay. And it's these guys See you guys here. This is where these guys are putting these. This is where these guys are spending their money. I'm going to tell you where Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk are spending their money. So, first area we need to be paying attention to is the semiconductor equipment makers. The industry rank. So, every week, as part of your homework, I want you, and I do this if you become a part of Millionaire March. Every week we pay attention to where the big money, what I say, where the big money is flowing, what industries are attracting the most capital, right? So we look to see who's performing the best, what industries. So before you can have artificial intelligence, you need semiconductors, and before you can have semiconductors, you need semiconductor manufacturers, and before you can have semiconductor manufacturers, you need semiconductor equipment makers. It's the 12th ranked industry out of 200 industries. When I look on one of mine, it gives me 200 industries. So it's like 12 don't sound, well, 12, in this case, 12 is great. We want to stay in industries. We want to stay in that top 40 or 50 industries, right? In that top half. And so you see these companies right here in the semiconductor equipment maker industry. And those numbers you see next to them are relative strength numbers. That means, think of that as a percentile, and that tells you how these companies have performed in comparison to all the other stocks in the stock market. So if you see a 95 next to a company, then that means that this company is in the 95th percentile, meaning over the last year or so, it has outperformed 95% of the companies in the stock market. So Laser Tech, right? Laser Tech, because they're when they're making when they need to make semiconductors are made with lasers, and so they're making the equipment, and so they need the lasers because it's a precise process that they have to do. So you can see, and you should probably write these companies down too. So Laser Tech, Advantech, these are the best companies, best performing companies so far this year. These have been the best performing companies in the semiconductor equipment maker industry. Give y'all a chance to write those down. Okay, so next up, I should move these around so that it goes in the thing, right? So next up, the semiconductor manufacturing industry. So they're ranked 27. And look at them. 1, 2, 3 out of 5, 90%, in the 90th percentile or better. So most people have heard of Taiwan Semiconductor by now. Taiwan Semiconductor, they got a lock. They got a lock on semiconductor manufacturing. So it cost about $20 billion to create a semiconductor factory, right? If you ever see any of the videos of them or whatever, they're walking around in like the hospital. They look like surgeons the way they walk around. They're walking around with the bags on their heads, and then they got the Dr. Seuss on, because it's a very, like I said, they're working with lasers and they're working with these expensive chips, and so you can't have a semiconductor without semiconductor manufacturing. So these semiconductor manufacturers have to buy the equipment from the semiconductor makers, right? And so they're ranked 27th industry. And you can see here some of the major players: Taiwan Semiconductor, MACOM Tech Solutions, Semilids, Tower Semiconductors is somebody you want to keep your eye on. And then Analog Devices. Okay. So what happens is the semiconductor designers or the fab designers, they don't want to buy these factories that could get outdated for them because it's so expensive. So what they do is they design the chips and then they give them to these companies, and these companies make the chips for them, right? And so they don't compete with them. They work together. It's a collaboration. But that brings us to our next category, which is the fabless semiconductors. So the fab semiconductors is the 18th ranked industry so far as of last week. We got Rambus, Broadcom, NVIDIA, Monolithic Power, and Credo Technology. Okay, so what these companies do, they design the chips, but they don't make chips. They have the most profitable portion of the semiconductor, and so they design the chips and then they outsource it to Taiwan Semiconductor and these other chip manufacturers. So you want to put these on your list too. And it's up to you to decide. This is basically what I'm giving you. I just gave you the semiconductor supply chain. All right. So this is three different areas, three different niches where you decide where you want to be. If you want to be if you want to be in business, you want to be owning a company that sells the chips, the company that makes the chips, or the company that has the equipment that sells the equipment to make the chips. Three different spaces. Is that clear? So we make it here. All of them. Highly profitable areas. You do some research, see the profit margins, see these companies are wide moat companies because it's an expensive business to get into. So they're not going to just they have barriers, they have good high barriers to entry. Now, that brings us to industry, the top two second ranked industry right now. Data storage. It's funny because I saw somebody the other day and he was doing a webinar on public storage. And it was he was saying you could invest in public storage facilities. And we see them all the time, right? But what's in public storage? Usually it's junk in public storage places, right? That's why they sell it all the time. That's why they have those shows where they sell all of the old stuff. Mostly people put junk over there. They don't care about that stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, data storage, data is like the new oil. Data is like the new gold, right? That's what everybody's fighting for. They're fighting for your data. They're fighting for our data. So data centers, data storage, this is the future. And they don't have enough storage for all the data. And now what's happening is these different organizations are gatekeeping their data, and they need huge data centers to store the data. And they need to be able, it's just like, if you ever have, like, your phone can only hold so many pictures, your computer can only hold so much data, right? And then sometimes we get the, like I have one, where is it at? I have an external hard drive, right? If you think about the information you have in your hard drive, but think of it on a higher level where we got huge amounts, massive amounts of data, massive amounts of information, and we're only getting more, and we need to have it where it can be processed. So this is one of those green spaces that you want to make sure you're getting exposure to. And you could tell how popping it is because this one is 5 out of 5 companies. I need to fix that slide. 5 out of the 5 companies. What's Silicon? Let me see what Silicon Motion Tech's rating is right now. $89. It's 89, so it just dropped below. It's 89. I gotta remember to put that slide. In fact, can I fix this slide right now? Let's see how fast I can. Before I forget, let me go in here. 89. Okay, let's fix that and get that back over there. All right. So I keep on meaning to do that. Then when I get off of here, I'm gonna do it. So it's crazy, right? Think about all the money. Look at how these companies have performed. Western Digital has outperformed 99% of companies out here. Micron outperformed 98% of stocks out here. Seagate Technology, 97. And then Pure Storage, 93, right? It's interesting. if you think about it, the reason why you have a Facebook page and an Instagram page and it's free is because Mark Zuckerberg is selling your data. He's gathering your data. He's selling your data to these companies, and he's monetizing your data. That's what he sells ads, and they make money off of ads. But the reason why they can sell ads is because they can provide customers based on the data that we give them from our social media activities, right? And so if you're paying attention, you got to see how these things connect. And you want to be invested in these areas. This is all you need. This is like I told you, this is the blueprint for building wealth, being invested in these areas. This is what I call digital real estate. This is digital real estate. Let me say that one more time, digital real estate. And then here goes some more digital real estate. Last but not least, the mining and metal ores, or the rare earths. So they got 16 different minerals that they got to dig out of the ground to be able to make the semiconductors and to generate the energy that they need for artificial intelligence. It takes a ton of raw materials, and part of those raw materials are these 16 rare earths that are in the ground. And it's crazy because I saw, Africa is mineral rich. And so that's why you see the Chinese companies and the Dutch companies going over to Africa and having it. That's what they're mining for. They're not I thought they were mining for gold and gold and diamonds. They're also over there mining for rare earths. That's also what I think they're looking for out in space too. I think that's why you see the billionaires spending so much money to go to space, because I think they have rare earths out there and materials that they're going to be able to use for all these different things. So the companies top 5 companies in the rare earths right now are Cameco, Southern Copper, Rio Tinto, Denison Mines, and Ero Copper. And so, hold on one second. I'll run to the bathroom again. I've been drinking too much before, making sure that I was hydrated. I was making sure I was hydrated for this, hydrated for this webinar, for this masterclass. I'll be right back. Okay, we back. I'll mute myself. Make sure we're recording. All right. So, bonus secret. I'm gonna tell you why green traders lose money, and by green I mean inexperience, not green like green getting into the money. It's 3 reasons. If you're losing money, it usually can be traced back to one of these 3 things. So this 4 secrets, right? It was a bonus secret. So here go the big 3. Number 1, when you buy options and you go too far out the money. If you go the further you go out the money, the harder the stock has to work in order for you to make some money. I know those options are cheap, but they're cheap for a reason. Okay. Those options are cheap for a reason because most of the time it's a sucker bet. And most of the time, those options are going to expire worthless. Especially, ask yourself this: the next time you get get ready to buy an option, ask yourself why you think the stock is going to go up that much. How far does it have to go to get to that price? Has it ever gotten to that price before? And how long did it take? When you look at the chart, I want you to look at the chart a different way and look and see how many days or weeks did it take to go that far the last time? Because if you think about it, most of the time, a stock is like a human in the way that it runs. Like usually the further it goes up, the pace starts to slow. Like I run around. Sometimes I was running the other day. I went for a run the other day. And you think of when you start off running, you pace yourself a little bit, then you speed up. If you ever ran track and you got to run a lap, you start off, you pace yourself a little bit, then you speed up in the middle, and then very few people sprint to the finish. They usually kind of start slowing down across the end when we're talking about a long run. So you think of a stock the same way. It's usually going to go up slow. The further it goes up, the slower it usually starts to go. So that's number one. They go too far out the money. And then number two, FOMO, fear of missing out. What do I mean by that? I mean, you chase stocks that are already outside of the buy zone. So that means when you buy a stock, you need to have a reason, and you got a zone. Every stock has a buy zone. And you need to understand where that buy zone is, whether that buy zone is based on a chart pattern, or based on a support level. Depending on what strategy you're using, you need to know where your buy zone is, and you need to stay within 5% of that buy zone. Once it gets outside that buy zone, now whatever your thesis is not the same anymore, and you have decreased your pop or your probability of profit. Okay. So the higher, like take Bitcoin, for example, the higher Bitcoin goes, the further it goes outside of its buy zone. If you ask most people right now, including AI, it'll tell you that if it held at 80 to 85, that now that 80 to 85 is a potential buy zone, right? If you're gonna buy it, don't wait till it gets back to 100. Let it break out of that 85, and 5, you say maybe what is that? 17. So we talking 450. So we say the buy zone will probably be based on an 85 support level. That buy zone might be to 90, right? It might be 90, 92. Where people make a mistake is they wait till they get 110 to buy it back, to buy it again, right? So you don't want to chase stocks or crypto that are outside of the buy zone, okay? And then number three, especially with options, people don't give themselves enough time to be right. Now, what does that mean? Does that mean buy and hold it forever? No, I don't play buy and hold. I don't believe in buy and hold. When I say you don't give yourself enough time to be right, the number one reason people lose money with options is because of theta or time decay, meaning the option expires before the stock has a chance to make its move. People buy options with too short of a time window, too small of a time window. They don't give themselves enough time to be right. Is there going to be, when you buy an option, the first thing you be asking yourself is, when is the next earnings report? What catalyst am I expecting to make it happen? And is that catalyst going to happen within the time frame that my option has value? Meaning, if I bought an option, if I bought a call option and it has 30 days to expiration, and the earnings report is not until 60 or 90 days away. What is it that I'm counting on to make the stock go up? What's the catalyst? Right? Because we got to give ourselves enough time to be right. Plus, and so my rule of thumb is you never let an option get inside 30 days to expiration. Because once it gets within 30 days of expiration, now the time decay starts to multiply and accelerate. Meaning the stock, because options are wasting assets. And if you buy an option with less than 30 days to begin with, you are fighting against time decay from the minute you made that purchase. So you need to have some kind of counter or some kind of plan that's going to offset what you're losing in time decay. Right? I see a lot of people trying to day trade options now, and the big thing that they getting beat by is the time decay, because they got 1 or 2 days. They only got like 1 or 2 days before expiration, so they got options expiring worthless. They're trying to hit that big lick. Sometimes it works, but the majority of the time it's not going to work. And they're going to get hurt. So I say that to say, it's all said and done, you can use AI to do 80% of the work for you. That's what's so cool about this, right? This is the opportunity, like I said, for my people that are behind, for my people that need to make up for lost time. This is a strategy you can use to make 15,000. Here's a $15,000 day, right? What we say, the average income. So 10 days like this will put you at 150 if you can do 150 days like this. Even if you don't make nothing and don't, but what you got to do is not give it back the other days, right? So that's an important part too, and a skill you need to learn. So let me ask you this as we get ready to wrap this thing up. How many of y'all would like to learn my exact step-by-step blueprint for building a 6-figure plus trading income? Something that will allow you to work from anywhere, build recession-proof cash flow, and take control of your financial freedom. And I like to always say, I forget whose show I got this from, but they say, I'll be honest, this isn't for everybody, but it's perfect for somebody. That's what I say about most of us, right? Everybody, like, people be worried about, oh, she don't like me, he don't like me, da, da, da. And like, man, you not for everybody. You're not supposed to be for everybody, but you're perfect for somebody. All right. So this is going to be perfect for somebody out there who has decided that it's time for them to lock in and level up because they want to be part of the top 10% income bracket in 2026. And they're ready to take action right now. So what I'm looking for is somebody who is ready to show up for 90 minutes or less a day so that they can turn their dreams into a reality. Because it's not what you do at your 9 to 5. It's what you do from your 5 to 9 that's going to determine your level of success. I got that from Alex Hormozi. If that sounds like that's you, then I'd love to welcome you to the Rich Forever family so I can personally coach you, groom you, and get you across that finish line. Okay? So I got an offer I want to make to y'all. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how to make $10,000 in 30 days or less trading options part-time, using the same strategies that I just showed you. So these dates are different. I got to change the dates on here. I need to go in here and change that too because we have made a different date. So I need to go back in here and change those because I pushed it back 2 weeks. So it's actually going to be, I think the 15th is when we're running this. But there's 3 levels that you can see this challenge on. Now, normally this will cost you thousands of dollars, but I decided because I am building something new, massive discount, right? This is all like, I should save 50% off. $97 is general admission, $197 is VIP, and then $297 for my elite traders. Okay, for my people who won't be elite. So let's see what you get in that first for $97. See, what I made sure of was that you was gonna get 5 times the value or more with this. So I got a challenge, a 5-day challenge happening. It's called the AI Money Machine Challenge, the 200K option trading challenge. Because what I'm going to show you how to do is get in that top 10% income bracket, and how to capitalize off of this whole AI 2.0 era. And I'm showing you how to use AI, combine it with options so that you can invest in AI. So we're going to use AI to read the charts on the AI stocks. Does that make sense? All right. So what you're getting is 5 days of live coaching. You're getting a Telegram, access to the Telegram, where I'm going to be putting copy and paste trades in the Telegram. You'll be able to get you. I'm going to basically, this is like the training wheels. I'm going to give you I'm giving you trades, but I'm going to teach you how to fish. I'm going to teach you how to fish, and I'm also going to give you some fish. Okay. You'll have the replays for 24 hours. You get a workbook and you get homework. Okay. Plus, you get a 7-day trial to the Millionaire March, where I have my group. I have my high performance coaching sessions in there, and I got a library. I got a library stacked with white papers, trading strategies. It's just a wealth of information in there, and it's going to be a really cool place because I designed it to be the ultimate investing community and ultimate place to be for building wealth. Okay. So that's all for $97. You can see on here 5, 6, 7. That's a $750 value for $97, less than less than a date, right? Less than a day, bro. So what about VIP? What do VIPs get? So for my VIPs, you get access to the same 5 days of live coaching. You get the replay for 7 days. You get a different Telegram where I'm going to put more plays in there, right? I'm put more strategy, because obviously I just showed y'all 5 strategies today. There'll be different strategies that go in at a different time. So what I'm going to do is, this costs twice the money, right? I'm going to put in 3 to 4 times the amount of trades that I put in the general admission. Plus, you get an extra hour of question and answer each day. So each day after the challenge, I'm gonna stick around for another hour, answer questions. So I put that at $500. It's really worth a lot more than that, in all honesty. And then you get the study guide, the workbook, and the homework, and then you get a virtual VIP background. So $1,400 worth of stuff, $197. Y'all could do the math, right? If you understand the difference between price and value. And what are we going to be talking about? We're going to be talking about the new blueprint for building black wealth. We're going to be talking about we're going to take you from being confused to confident, and show you more reasons why traders lose money. So we're going to tighten up the screws for that. And then we're also going to show you how to print profits like a pro, and some more cash flow secrets that the 1% use to generate and build sustainable wealth. And then day 4, we're going to show predictive profits, how you use AI to find next explosive plays. And then day 5, why spreads are your secret weapon. So I'll go deeper into the spreads in day 5. I'll go deep in spreads and give you more ways to generate money. So this is all I'm really about. It's just more money. I know I'm actually boring. If we're not talking about money, you're gonna get bored, because I talk about money all the time. So I'm where you come to get your money fix at. You come hang out with me. And then last but not least, the AI Money Machine 200K Option Trading Challenge for the elite experience. This is for my people who want to go next level. This is my people that's really serious about what they're trying to do. I'm going to be charging $2,500 for this later on. But what you're getting is access to 5 days of live coaching. You're getting replays for 7 days. You get a even higher level. So I got 3 telegrams. I put a telegram for each level. You get that extra hour. So it's everything that's in the VIP and the general admission, right? You get that extra hour of Q&A. And on top of the study guide, the workbook, and the homework and the trade, you get in it. Homework, you get a trading journal. Okay. Um, and then we also gonna get an extra call. You're gonna get a pre-event kickoff call, a little social, a little social event the night before the challenge starts. Then you get another session. You're gonna have a post-event bonus call with me. And then I really like this right here. You're gonna get a 30-day millionaire March trial where you're gonna get access. There's gonna be the master classes in there. There'll be coaching in there, high performance coaching in there. Help you get your mind right, your mentality right. And then it also includes my financial freedom masterclass, which is a $300 value recording of that I teach. And then you get high performance group coaching. Like I said before, I am a Brendan Burchard certified high performance coach. Each day before the challenge, I'll be going through the mindset and high performance coaching of what it takes for you to become the best version of you, show up as the best version of you, and operate at a peak level, at the peak level in not just in trading, but to show up as the best husband that you can be, as the best wife you can be, as the best parent you can be. The things that you have to it revolves around neural associative conditioning, and getting clarity, understanding about how to get focused on what you want to do, how to generate the energy, um, um, how to take control, um, all those things that you need to be the best version of you, right? We pull them all from deep inside you and out to the surface. Okay. And then you also get the virtual lead background. So this $2,500 worth of shit that I'm giving you for 297, excuse my French, for $297. And you say, why should you live? Well, like I said, I can show you better than I could tell you. My 1 year returns 2,167%. And that's with these conservative strategies that I use. It's not, we show you how to take a small amount of money and turn it into huge returns, but we don't do it like gamblers. This is a process. This is a process and a system. My mattress money system, my AI money machine, these are systems that anybody can use to become more successful. This is a success system. This is something you want to be a part of, and something that you can use to set yourself up for success, not just now, but well into the future. So I put the QR codes on there, so you can see each one. And then you know what? Let me go to the website. You see, it is www.options or no www.aimoneymachinechallenge.com. Yeah, so let's go. Let me see. You get there? Make sure we get this in the chat. And you'll be able to see that. Y'all see that? Is that what y'all got on your screen now? Did I not put that on there? Okay, so let me make it where. It didn't show like I wanted it to show up on there, so I want y'all to see. Okay, here we go. AI Money Machine Challenge, right? It's a 5-day option trading workshop. Y'all come here, you learn how to create a 6-figure income, print money in your sleep, and generate double-digit returns in days, not decades. even if the market barely moves. Hosted by certified hedge fund manager and financial coach, yours truly, Coach Micah. It's a system I use to crush the S&P 500. And you can see, like I said, 200 or 2,167%. You see pre-tax returns year to date, 581.77%. You see the portfolio going crazy. December 15th to 19th, those are the correct dates. December 15th to 19th is when we're going to be doing those. And you got general admission is 97, VIP 197, platinum, which is elite now. I changed it to elite for 297. Okay. So I'll put the link in the chat and make sure that let me drop that link in the chat and make sure y'all got access to it. And if there's not any more questions, I done held y'all long enough. I thought it was 90 minutes. I end up, well, we know that we lost that first 20, 30 minutes, right? So until next time, y'all remember, don't be good because good is not good enough. You got to be great. God wants you to be great. Okay. So I want to see you succeed. I want to see you win. This is, we are at a time in life now where it's never been as important, as crucial as it is now that we take control of our financial destiny. This wealth gap is only going to get wider. The middle class is disappearing, and we're going to turn into the haves and the have-nots. And it's really up to you what side you're going to end up being on. So till next time, like I said, don't be good. Good ain't good enough. It's time for you to be great. May all your trades finish in the money. Peace.